Hey, what's up guys, this is Brad with Spike Fitness, and today is Monday, March 30th. In the garage today getting after some squats. I'm gunning for, I think like 435. You can hear my daughter playing with the puppies in the background there. But I'm gunning for 435. I got my friend Dan over. Come over and say hi, Dan.
Hello.
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 So Dan came over. So we're trying to kind of fight the effects of Corona and everything being shut down by getting a little gym session in. Dan was feeling a little stir crazy and hit me up, wanted to know if it'd be okay to come over and train. And I said, yeah, it'd be good. So it kind of goes into what I was talking about last video about having like lack of motivation, not really like feeling the drive. But at least having somebody come and show up kind of gives me that extra motivation to kind of push a little bit. So I'm grateful for the company. We've already started kind of moving into the warm up here. You might be able to see, got 315 on for me. And we're using the Texas squat bar today. So bigger, thicker, heavier bar, 55-pound bar and a 32 millimeter diameter. So just trying to get a feel for that thicker bar. Asked Dan what he wanted to use today, and he said he wanted to roll with the Texas bar. So all that notwithstanding, go ahead and continue with the workout rather, and kind of show what we got here. So once you guys join us, it'll be fun. Let's do it. We're staying fit, even despite Corona. Let's do it. So having some variety in there is pretty good. Speaking of variety, you're gonna go ahead and do a toast here. Let me back up a little bit more so you can see me. You know, we had to do a toast. Come on out here, Krista, we're on film.
I'm good. Come on, you're done.
But yeah, so learned recently that you're promotable and expecting to pin on the first of the month yet.
Yeah.
So wanted to give you a toast. Congratulations, it's a big step in your career.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, well, I haven't really talked about that at all.
Oh, whoop.
But I'm set to be promoted as well. So it's a kind of a milestone, you know, your step and my step, both milestones in a career. So, and I know that you're looking to wind yours down, but it's a big step. Not everyone gets there. So again, toast.
Toast.
Now for some squats. Squats.
You didn't catch that.
It definitely caught it. It's making it. All right, there we go.
Alright. What do you start? I don't remember.
We'll just do
Just
the
off
whole
the cuff,
thing.
man.
All right, so we want to throw in something real fast here. I've got my buddy Dan with me. Video that I released yesterday. Talked about Dan getting ready for his first powerlifting meet. So that was back in October.
Yep.
We're here at the end of March now, right?
Yeah.
And so the way the videos work is I do a lot of filming but don't release as often as I film, so I get this kind of backlog of footage. So the video that I released actually yesterday was from October timeframe when I just gotten back from Korea. Been able to link with Dan, who's getting ready for his first powerlifting meet. So I did have some people that are asking, how did you do at the meet? So when you went there, very first powerlifting meet, what were your numbers?
Oh man. I think it was 325 for back squat. 219 for bench, which is abysmal, but then 365 for deadlift.
Hey man, everybody starts somewhere and no one's ever where they want to be.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you were saying your bench was 600 pounds, you know, you'd be gunning for 615. You know what I mean? Like, so for any of you that are out there too, you know, just understand it's a continuum. You're just always just pushing. Okay, so we talked about that being your first powerlifting meet.
Yep.
One thing that I'm just interested in, and maybe the people out there would be interested in too, is what was the catalyst for you to kind of flip from being like gym bro, you know, training, whatever your various goals were, to being like, you know what, I'm doing my first powerlifting meet.
So I think originally it was like,
Keep telling them.
okay. Originally, I had reached like a stop in my goals. Before I was just always trying to be, you know, gaining weight, but I was constantly not eating enough or not training right or consistently enough. So I wasn't really putting on a lot of weight. So I asked myself, like, what is my actual goal? What is my purpose in the gym? What am I doing here? And eventually I was like, well, I might as well just get as strong as I possibly can and see how strong I am and compete with other people. And on top of that, I had Brad and Z, Maurice, pushed me towards powerlifting because they powerlifted, they've competed before, and I always thought it was interesting, so I thought I'd give it a shot.
So yeah, so friends.
Yes.
And goals. So something I say a lot is like you should have a purpose for going to the gym, whatever that purpose is, right? Like, you know, if you're a fireman, police, you know, military, and you're going to the gym to be better at that thing, great. That's a purpose. A lot of us, you know, the purpose for training the way we train is to be as strong as we can be. And so we don't just go to the gym to be good at going to the gym. We go for a purpose. So here's the purpose. All right. Go ahead and let you back onto the training session. And I just wanted a little quick interruption to talk about how Dan had performed at his meet because people had asked. So back to the lifting. Alexa, stop. So you're starting to let breath out as you return. So like you hit the hole,
Okay.
and then you start driving, and here you're already. I can hear you letting breath out.
Really? Oh.
So I'd like to see you brace super hard,
Okay.
and not let any of that air out. Because it's an air of balloon, right? Like if you fill up the balloon, and even if you have a slow bleed, the balloon is still deflating.
Yeah.
So same in terms of the abdominal pressure that you're producing. If you're
Caving.
right, you're gonna start. It's the deflating balloon. It'd be interesting. See you try. Maybe I know you want to go down, but maybe try one more.
Okay.
But focus on keeping that breath and not letting it out until you're here, till you're already standing.
I'll work with that. I'm down.
So, middle of the squat session, wife just kind of drop in to say what's up.
No, I didn't.
Say hi to the peoples. Say hi, peoples.
Hi, peoples.
Hi, peoples. She loves being on camera, so every time she comes out here, I have to reward her for coming out here by putting her on camera. So one of two things will happen. Either she's going to learn to stop coming out here, or She's gonna learn to love being on camera.
I'm doing work, unlike you.
I'm getting that work in. It's not right. It's not right. You don't squat, 435 for 10s without doing work. That's work. Dan, that's work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why are you being so mean?
It's not household
kisses?
work.
Oh, we got kisses on camera.
You're not putting it on the internet.
This is so going on the internet.
No, you're not.
So going, everything's going on the internet. All of it. All right, so Dan's last set, we're gonna have to change the weight right for him, but his last set, I felt like his brace wasn't right, so I gave him some feedback on his brace. Felt like he could do a little bit better for setting the brace and holding the brace. So we're gonna have him do, even though he's not really feeling it, have him do one more set and be far more purposeful on that holding the breath and securing the brace. And we'll see if this last rep is any easier. I suspect it will be, but we'll just see how we do. So we're gonna compare this rep to last rep and see how it goes. Later, lady. Oh, sorry. Say, I love you. She loves me. Take this training serious. Yeah. That's one thing I should ask in this video of like things that people want to see more of. So like, yeah, I mean, like, hey, you guys watch most of my videos. Like, is there something you'd like to see more of? Is there something you'd like to see less of?
Maybe. Is that gonna go on this video where we're trying something, or you're trying something new where we converse a little more
Yeah.
on the new ideas? Okay.
Yeah, I think part of the problem I have for some of my stuff is the music, right? So if I have music playing, automatically I can't include any of that because the copyright infringement piece.
Yeah.
But stuff like this, just if we're just talking,
What if you just cut out the audio?
yeah, really hard to separate.
No, I mean not like the music audio.
Like all the audio?
Actually,
Yeah, you can, but then it's just like you and me like talking and nobody knows what's going on,
Sure.
So contextually it's hard.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
You watch the video I sent you earlier?
No,
Because no, never watch anything I send you.
I'm not watching your TikTok.
Oh, you're sweaty.
Of course I'm sweaty.
Yeah,
I really need another shelf.
sweaty.
What?
Right?
Hey, come here. Hey, come here.
I didn't put hooks up like I did for those.
Are the dogs still outside?
No, they're right there. Okay, just put it there. I mean, I'm not gonna do it while you're out here. But I will.
Your butt's still on camera. You know what to do with that big fat butt. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. That's definitely going in there.
Twit like a tiger. Twit like a tiger.
Yes.
Yes. Smoking a pancake.
Put in the skin box.
Oh, tongue in a blitz.
Shaving for myself.
I can't stop.
It's Fasha. Sorry, I don't speak freaky deaky Dutch. Work on your brace. You should work on your brace all the time. Especially since you're seeing it's such a deficiency when you get under load. So for everything that you do now, that is a squat-like maneuver, take the time and the effort, focus on that brace. There you go. It's good. Okay, so that's it. That's the workout, and we just got done doing a shot.
Yeah. It's been like 3 seconds.
Earlier ago. All right, so we had a good training session.
Yeah.
Squats today, I was working with 435, 4 sets of 10. You were working with, we said 275?
Yeah, I wish it was 4, but no, it was like 245 to 275.
245 to 275.
Yeah.
And so just getting some work in. What brought about this session was you reached out to me on Saturday. It was just like, hey man, do you mind if I come through and get a session in?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, because in some other videos that I have filmed but not released yet, I've talked about how my motivation has been pretty low because I genuinely need other people around me because I'm that extrovert, right? So I receive my energy from external source. So when I don't have other people around me, I get kind of lethargic and I don't have that energy and that drive. So I really do need to have other people around me to kind of feed the fire, so to speak. So you hit me up, wanted to train. I'm all about that because my training was feeling a little as it was. And so we decided today we're gonna come in and get after it. Today was a squat day. I got my sets in, you got your sets in. Now we talked about something specific for you that at least seemingly kind of had an immediate effect.
Yeah.
So why don't you kind of talk about what that was and what it felt like and kind of what we did, and then how it felt making change.
So initially, I've actually always had this problem squatting. Sometimes it's more of a problem than others, but it's maintaining and keeping that brace throughout the whole duration of my squat. So sometimes I breathe in, take a really deep breath, I get to the bottom, come out of the hole, and I start letting out some breath, which decreases my tension and I lose power from my squat. So Brad reminded me, like, hey, keep that tight breath, keep it all the way through, breathe in at the top, and don't breathe out until you're back at the top. And so the very next rep, hit it, and it felt great, and it was just a reminder to me to work on my brace.
Yeah. So if it wasn't overt in the training and the actual video, depending on how what we got and how I edited it, go back and look at his very last squat as compared to some of his other squats, because the very last squat of his that I show will be the one where we were very specific and talking explicitly about his breathing and bracing. And to my eye, that rep was much more proficient than some of his other rep work.
Yeah.
So, if you want a kind of a side-by-side comparison, just kind of go look at one of his last squat versus some of his other squats, and you'll see that difference. I don't know with the music and whatever else, if you'll be able to hear on some of his other squats where that breath was coming out, but it was there. And so that's the benefit of being able to train with people and have somebody be able to be there to kind of critique and give advice and things like that, and pick up on those little small things. Because the one thing that I'll tell all of you out there is some of the things that are making huge differences in your lifts might be really, really small things. So being able to make those changes, being able to make those adjustments in your training can have big effects overall. So just kind of bear that in mind. Sometimes it's little things that make a big difference. All right, cool. That's it, guys. Want to wrap it down now. Got to get some food.
Hungry.
And some beers.
Beers.
I'm gonna keep drinking.
Sure,
You might have some work to do, but you're welcome to have some beers and some food. I think we got I got a roast in the fridge.
Woo.
Anyway, so food, beers, things need to happen,
Yeah.
and we need to stop this so we can do those things.
Priorities.
Priorities. You understand, don't you? All right, I want to thank you guys for checking out the video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop in the chat box below. I'll be sure to respond. I definitely want to ask you guys to help me out too. Give me a little guidance. What are some things in videos that you really like seeing? And what are some things in the videos that you could use less of? I'm going to make the kind of videos that I'm going to make anyway. So I'm going to kind of do my own thing, fairly irrespective. But if there are some small alterations and things that I can do to make the videos more palatable or a little bit more interesting, or there's other things that you guys would like to see more of, go ahead and drop that in the comment box below. Let me know, and I'll try to make some alterations and some considerations for the types of things that the viewers want to see. And certainly, guys, if you have some pointed questions and things that you'd like me to answer, or a specific video you'd like me to do something on, then please let me know, and I'd be more than happy to do that. I want to thank all the recent subscribers for joining the channel. Thank you very much for finding me and joining the family. And for any of you that are out there that have seen a video or two and haven't joined yet, I wish that you would. Remember, guys, no matter what it is you think you can't do, continue to get some training, kind of in the face of difficult times. Sometimes maybe have to reach out to a friend, somebody nearby that might have a home rig. Reach out to them. Maybe you guys can get a session in. Yeah, it might be kind of cool. You're either going to find an excuse, you're going to find a way, and hope you guys continue to find the way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Left hand. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.